This ship was submitted by Alex on the Discord. It's called Freaking Hot. Okay. Yeah, and it's inspired by the built-in ship, the Extinguisher. I think that's one of the flagships of IO. Yeah, and I wanted me to cut some costs on this ship. And I can try to do that. Okay, the first thing I'm noticing, the rail guns don't need to be connected everywhere, so you can cut all of those connections. You only need to connect them in the base or like somewhere else. So all of those connections are redundant. And you can flip those like this. Okay. Next up, can you reach the small reactors? Yeah, you can fully reach them. You can also fully reach this shield. So you don't even need the exchangers on this side. A small reactor, when it's overclocked, produces... Yeah, 177... Oh, okay, 800 megajoules per second. And an exchanger takes 900, so a single exchanger is enough for this. So you can do this and this. I don't know why you have so many vertical connections, but those are not needed. If you want them for redundancy, I guess you can just use fewer. You can have, I don't know. Okay. Okay, this also selects those. Okay. Yeah, if you want them for redundancy, one should be more than enough, like right here and one below. Like maybe here. And that's good enough. Okay, that exchanger for this reactor. Okay. Small shields produce a lot of heat. I mean, overclocked shields in general. So you probably want more exchangers here. I'm just gonna spam a few and replace some of the armor you have here. Okay, I'm gonna deal with this later. And that way, you don't need any of this anymore. So you can remove all of this. And let's add some structure to hold this up. Oh. Oh, yeah, this doesn't work. Okay. If you are holding a thermal part, then you can see those orange lines, right? And you can see this orange line, it passes through the launcher right here. But the orange line doesn't pass through the small thruster. So... Oh... I guess that's what all of those connections were for, just to power the small thrusters. Oh, now I get it. Okay. I mean, you can... That's so much wiring though. Why what I would do is I would just move this like one space out like this. And then you're fine, because then you can move all of those up and just place wires behind them. I don't know, should I do that? Or does that... I'm always kind of unsure how much I can like manipulate ships others have submitted here. Oh god, but doing all of this with the so much wiring, that's kind of crazy. I don't know. We will deal with it later. Okay, we have a wall of small shields here. Oh. Okay, those bottommost small shields don't protect the topmost small shields. So, yeah, personally, I think like the topmost shields maybe should be removed, because you always want the bottommost shields to protect the topmost shields. I think, because otherwise if you lose this, then this whole portion will probably get destroyed. I guess it's for better barrel protection in this case, but the barrels already are so protected. But I'm gonna leave this as is, even though I think it's not an optimal design choice. I guess it's a consideration. But something you should definitely change is you should place doors here, and you can remove those doors. Okay, did you play with automatic doors on? You shouldn't do that. Okay, yeah, that's just the shortest path to the reactor and then to the shields. That's why you do that. And what you're doing here is really bad. You want to connect shields directly to the thermal network as much as possible. You don't want to rely on exchangers. Yeah, I guess for the outermost shields, it's awkward to connect them. You could connect them if you go around with a wire, something like this. But I think in that case it's fine to use the exchanges like this. Oh wait, I'm missing a door here. Okay. Yeah, same with those shields. But those can be connected. Oh wait, this one can even be connected for like almost free. You don't even need to add this awkward pipe crossing. Okay, something else. Those two small reactors, you don't need to overclock them at all. Okay, wait, there are 3 shields. And you have so much heat dissipation. You also have all of those thermal missiles. Okay, well, I guess you can overclock those. Yeah. What you want though is you want your reactors closer to the shield. Are those overclocked? Yeah, they are overclocked. Try to do direct connections to your overclocked parts. It's much better at removing heat than those heat exchangers. You did it with this shield over here. Okay. Oh, what is this? Oh, they are assigned to this? Oh, and they have operators from somewhere else? Oh yeah, you have operator roles. That's really nice. Very good. You probably want to do this differently though. You probably want the suppliers like this. And you don't want doors on both sides. There's like one storage per launcher and you should use that. Oh yeah, you even did the assignments. Yeah, if you do the assignments, then there's just no reason to place the doors in between here. Okay, wait, this doesn't remove the doors in between. That's annoying. Wait. Okay. Yeah. And something to remember, you always want full corridors. You don't want full walkways, I mean. You don't want corridors where the door positions are. Wait. Why do you even have corridors here? Do you have, like... Why do you have corridors here? There is no crew that needs to be here, like, very quickly. Yeah, and all of those crew are assigned to something else. You don't even have a thermal canister factory. So there isn't really a reason to have, like... There isn't a reason to have corridors at all, to be honest. Walkways at all, to be honest. So, okay, I have an idea. What I'll do is, I will delete all of this. And I will turn all of this into corridor. Yeah, that way the operators, when they enter your ship, they will still be at the launchers decently fast, but I mean, it really doesn't matter, to be honest, but... And I can delete all of this. And I can place a wire along here. The game is a bit laggy, I'm sorry. Maybe I shouldn't be rendering a video in the background while I'm doing this. Okay, and that way you can place all of the thrusters here. Yeah, delete this one, delete this one. Originally, you only used small thrusters like every second spot, but now you can even place them like everywhere along here. If you say you don't need that many, then you can always just remove them. Okay, and let's also add a redundant connection, just for good measure. And then a redundant connection in the center. In case something like penetrates and cuts the connection or something. Okay, we could even delete this entire I don't know, this corridor doesn't really serve any purpose. I guess it's not very aesthetic to have holes in your ship. So, I mean, if you want, you can delete this entire corridor and like add the doors back between all of the launchers. That would be cheaper, but it would leave a hole in your ship, and a lot of people don't like that for aesthetic reasons. So for aesthetic reasons, I will leave this entire corridor, but yes, you can remove all of this too. Okay, this is... Okay. This is set to fire at will. Interesting. I mean, it's overclocked railguns. It's fine. I'm just saying because normally in competitive, I set them to hold fire and like fire, like auto fire when I want them to fire, but I guess that's kind of overkill on micromanaging when you're fighting against an AI. Okay. Yeah. Now with those top sections done, we can move to the bottom sections. A lot of control rooms on this ship. I mean, if you want to save costs, you can straight up remove those. I think you can you remove? Yeah, you only need one bridge. Yeah. The issue is symmetry. It's not very aesthetic to have like only one bridge. Oh yeah, the issue is this ship has an odd amount of tiles in the center, so you can't even like move the bridge to the center to have it be symmetrical. Yeah, so you have to do this. Well, yeah, but you can at least remove those. That saves a few credits, and you don't really lose any redundancy with that. Yeah, because in a battle, even if you lose one bridge, like the other bridges also works. That like you can control the entire ship with just one bridge, so you even get a bit of redundancy by having the two of them. It's fine. Okay. Oh, you have 1x1 armor pieces? Oh, horrible. Okay, I'm sorry about that. That's just a micro optimization that's really not important at all. Oh, you also have small cockpits here. I don't know if those are here for redundancy's sake or... Yeah. I'm going to remove those. I'm not sure if they have a purpose or if they just got put there for aesthetic reasons. Probably for redundancy. But if you have 2 bridges on your ship, like, I think this is already redundant enough. I don't think you need like additional control rooms there. I mean, maybe some control rooms in the very center would be nice, where they are more protected by all of the armor in front. But all of the control rooms here were very on the side anyways. Yeah. Okay, one thing we can do here is move all of this down. Okay, I didn't look at what the purpose of this crew was. I should have probably done that. Okay, well, okay, let's reverse all of this and look at what is this crew doing. Oh, it's just assigned to the reactor. And the reactor is supplying all of this. Oh, and interesting. Oh, something I forgot to mention on top. You could save cost if you cut down on those reactors and those 2 reactors, and like you can use like a medium reactor for this entire thing and have like capacitors on the shields. That would save cost, but it would be crew inefficient. And for that reason I didn't do that. Because crew efficiency is more important than cost efficiency a lot of the time in career. Yeah, it's a trade-off you can make. So, but yeah, I didn't do that for those reasons. Okay. Like, I can move those down. And why is there an exchanger here? What does this cover? This covers nothing. I don't understand this exchanger placement. I will remove it. Oh wait, the fire extinguisher. But you can just connect that one to a wire? Or let's move that one here so it's connected to a wire. Okay, what I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to move the bridge over here. Because over here it's closer to the center and it's just a bit better protected. Wait, that's not good. Okay, that's good. And let's fill this with corridor. Okay. Okay, but I like the usage of operators. That's nice. Okay, all of our systems are still operational. Okay, those are not getting power, that's not a surprise. We need an assignment here. What now? We need a connection here. Okay, does this sustain? It seems like it does. Okay. But I guess it's taking too much crew. Oh, there's no reactor over here. Oh my god, the crew is transporting power like all the way over there. There also seem to be too many operators on this ship. Like here are operator crew, but they are not doing anything. Here as well. Yeah, here too. Oh yeah, I think that's because of all of the control rooms I removed. So I guess those are not needed anymore. Okay, reset crew. Yeah, now operators are missing. That's to be expected. And we should be fine again. Yeah, I don't like this supply line over there, to be honest. I feel like that should be cut. What? Why are there... you don't need doors here. You also don't need those doors, and you don't need those doors. Oh, you do need the door to the nozzles for the operators. Oh, now they are jumping through the airlock for power. That's also not what you want. I would just replace this with a small reactor. This is more expensive, so if you want to save costs, then you shouldn't do that. But the advantage is that it's more crew efficient, because you don't need your crew to walk all the way through there to your reactor and such. Okay, you can... Yeah, it's not even necessary to overclock this. It's directly next to the wire, but you don't really need it. Okay. And... resource logistics. Does this thing like provide energy? Oh yeah, you needed the capacitor. Because otherwise there is not enough. Otherwise there's not enough crew to carry all of the energy. Okay. Then there is this trick you can do. You use a reactor and a capacitor. And you assign this here, and I guess you just assign this to the reactor, this to those two, this to them. And you can overclock this capacitor. Yeah, and that way this will always be reloading. And you have your capacitor back. And I need a door. Yeah, that is still not very optimal. Okay. Maybe I can turn this into like pure energy supply. Oh yeah, they run out of energy much less then. But there's a lot of idle crew. So let's keep them like this. And add just a bit more crew here. Yeah, just the energy supply for those. Is two crew only enough? Oh, they have priority to get the energy. That's they shouldn't have that. Okay, then I will. Oh, what? This one got removed somehow? But now they are not getting the energy themselves? Oh yeah, because the yellow crew is faster anyways. Okay. Yeah, I think this is good enough. If you want even better sustain, you can add more energy crew. That's not really necessary though. This one is overclocked but doesn't have a wire. Whatever. Let's go for full sustain. Okay. Yeah, now one of the crew is wasted because it's idling all of the time. Okay, honestly, this extra crew didn't really improve the uptime too much, so I will just revert this. I will remove the overclock from this fire extinguisher though. Yeah, and I will leave the uptime like this. The uptime is really good. It's just not full uptime. Oh, right, the operators right here are misplaced. I need to place them over here. Yeah, also a tiny improvement we can do now is we can turn all of those operators into a quarter. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, also something I've noticed, you have storages for Hyperium, but you have no hyperdrives on the ship. Yeah, I guess I can place the hyperdrives. How much efficiency would that be? 50 or yeah, but I want to place them really central to have a high efficiency. Okay, so yeah, I mean, you would have a lot of space for them here. Oh well. I'll just place it here. And yeah, then I think I need this connection back so that the Hyperium can be transported. The supply line from those storages to the hyperdrive is really long, but whatever. Okay, but there are no assignments that like cross over here. Wait, there are. What is this? Assignments from you don't have to assign your operators, you know. Just leave them unassigned. They will find their stations. Assigning them to like stuff on the other side of the map is unnecessary when they find their way there anyways. Oh, there's some here with only doors on one side. Okay, you don't need that anyways. Okay. You can definitely do a more central location for this capacitor here. I don't know. Should I even assign? No. This is such a long path, like all the way around. I don't think that's necessary. Okay. We have the backward thrust. This screw is not even moving. Yeah, you can literally just remove the screw. This screw is needed though. Okay, resource logistics. This one is just assigned to the engine room. Okay, I guess it should also supply the shields. Does this even have... can this even supply shields? No, this can't even supply shields. I mean, having 4 crew here is kind of a waste if they're... And they're also not supplying the capacitor, yeah. Those should supply the shields. If you have crew so close to the shields, you should allow them to supply the shields. Those are also supplying shields. Okay, in that case, you should switch it around so that this crew is here. And Oh no, I didn't want to remove it. And the screw is over here. So that the screw is closer to the capacitor. Okay, those are just assigned to the reactor. Okay, let's put that door lower instead, because the crew walk this path right here. So if you place the door higher, they have to walk one tile further, and we don't want that. And they also have to walk one tile further back when they want to supply one of the pumps, for example, which they probably want to do. Why are there capacitors here? For this single pump, a capacitor? Really? Okay, I will remove the capacitor. That's kind of overkill, to be honest. How well is the supply? I guess you have the capacitor there because you want 100% full sustain. You can do that by just placing the reactor closer. Okay. Remove that, just... yeah, the reactor... What is this? Okay, what is this assigned to? Okay. Okay, whatever. You were assigned to this. Oh. Okay, let's do this. A wire to the reactor. Or no, let's... this. Okay. This should be this. And a corridor here. Corridor. Crossing. Oh, I think this is the wrong roll. Oh no, I wanted this one to do that. Okay. And now all of the pumps have full sustain, and you don't even need the capacitor because the reactor is just closer to all of those pumps. So yeah, that's something to remember. You always want your power sources to be as close as possible. And yeah, you could move that reactor closer, definitely. Yeah, this thing only catches fire because I do like the creative mode energy restocking. That's... you can't do that in a in a career game. In a career game, it restocks much more slowly. So let's remove those assignments and just do this. Oops. I just meant to delete that door. That pump also wants some... Oh, and the reactor needs to supply the capacitor again. Yeah, now we have all of our crew moving, we have full sustain. We don't need a capacitor. Okay, we have... I see. Okay. Okay, and those supply the railguns. You can move this door to the side for a shorter path. You can flip this around so that the ammo is closer to the ammo of the railgun. You have to redo the assignments though. This one. Yeah. Okay, what is this crew doing? Oh, this crew is the ammo supply. Oh, and this crew is just to restock the sulfur. Is that really necessary? What is this doing? Oh, those are all supplying the TRL? Oh yeah, you really don't need that much crew. How much crew is there? It's in there. Okay. I'll just remove both of those. This is a bit awkward. Oh, I can do like this. The capacitors again. Yep. Okay, now we're using a lot less crew. Okay, you don't need that many doors on the sulfur. This much is fine. You also don't need those doors in between. Oh, I mean, if you don't have a direct connection, you don't need that door, but I guess you can put a direct connection from this to this thing. Oh, but you probably don't want that. Whatever. I'll do this and I'll remove the door again. Okay, that's better. Alright. I wanted to also take a look at this here again. One thing you can definitely do is you can use a capacitor instead. Okay, this door should be here because that's a shorter path to the reactor. And I can overclock this and yeah, and that way you save money of you save the money of a small reactor, and it's better because you only need 2 crew from this capacitor to this thing, and like, yeah, you then have 4 extra crew in this quarter, which is probably already overkill. I think I will even do this. Reduce the crew count even further. Something you can do in the railgun barrels is you can add triangles like this. That just gives the railguns a bit of extra protection. I would recommend doing that. If you add too many, then it's possible if you rotate really fast that the railgun shots catch on the sides, but I mean, the barrels already are so long, I don't think that's a concern anymore. So I think you can really add a lot. Something like this. Yeah, so you can auto fire them and the railguns still fire completely normally. That's a nice little trick you can do. Yeah. I would also put some structure links. Yeah, maybe you think those are ugly and you want to remove them for aesthetical reasons, but they just help you if like one of your barrel pieces breaks off, like there's like an ion beam like diagonally damaging that piece. It could break off and fall into your own barrel, even block your railguns. So that's why it's good to have those structure connections so that something like that can't happen. But I mean, it's not too crucial, so you can remove that if you think it looks bad. Okay. Why is there a structure here? Aesthetics, I guess? Yeah, maybe. Probably aesthetics. Yeah, I'm already like scraping for more ideas, but I think we are getting kind of to the end of the amount of optimization I can do on this. Of course, I can do some. You can always find some micro optimization you can do on stuff like this, like Oh my god, this wire right here is redundant and stuff like that. But I think I have done a lot of the macro optimization already. Yeah, let's see this. Okay, oh, there's also a reactor over here for those two shields. Maybe you would, yeah. Something you can do is you can place a capacitor right here. Just literally place it here. And that way, and overclock it. That way you have like the large batteries. Oh wait, those don't supply the shield? What? What? Why? Did I do that? No way. No wait, those do supply the shield. Huh? What did I do? Why do they not want to supply the shield anymore? What? But I sent them to the capacitor. Oh, maybe that's maybe because the reactor was assigned to it? Huh? The reactor was assigned to it, so only the reactor is allowed to give it energy? That's so weird. Okay. I'm still learning new logistical stuff. That's insane. Okay. Yeah, that way you have 3 big batteries and you can recharge the shield more quickly. But of course this comes at the cost of you have to buy this extra capacitor. But capacitors, yeah, they only cost 3k and they only cost steel and wires, which are the most common resources you have. So I think it's worth it, honestly. You could do the same over here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and only do the door here in case they want to supply the shield. Yeah, that increased the cost a bit again, but it improves the shield uptime. Yeah, and this shield right here, this has such a small arc. I guess it's specifically to cover if something hits from the side there. I guess it's fine. You can consider just leaving the ship entirely unoverclocked so that it has a bigger arc. So that it also protects the MRT like from the front, and this shield is more protected. But I guess that's personal preference. Oh, you... Okay, the railgun modules look pretty decent. Why do you not extend those all the way to the railguns? You should do that. Okay, maybe not here. Because of the shield, because of the on the way back. Oh yeah, that's also something I did that's scuffed and that... I can move this inward. I guess. Yeah. Maybe I remove this entire section and... And I can do this thing. Oh yeah. And I don't have any of this connected to the thermal system. Okay, this does take really long to reload. Okay, fine. I will use them. Okay, and I have to fill up the rest with corridors because empty space just isn't allowed. Yep. With that, I will leave the ship as is. You can backseat in the comments and say what's all of the things I've missed, but yeah, overall it's a really cool ship. I did find a lot of stuff that could be optimized, but I think the ship concept itself should work really, really well in Korea. Like the overclocked railguns in the center, they just deal so much damage. And the ship has really nice support weapons with the flag, and the thermal missiles, and the thermal resonance beams. The synergy is pretty good. So yeah, cool ship.